Okay, welcome back to Special Products. This is a series of video that discusses about the different patterns on special products, and we're actually on the fourth type and the fourth video on special product. So this special product is about a cube of a binomial. This means when you say cube, you're actually raising it to the third power. When we say binomial, this is an algebraic expression that has two terms. So that means the form of our special product as cube of a binomial is a plus b cube or a minus b cube. So how do we get the product of this kind of special product? So first, we cube the first term. We also cube the last term. Now, how do we get the middle terms? So this is what we will do. It's very similar to the square of a binomial. It's just that there's a bit of difference in terms of the terms that we will be writing. So we will have plus 3 because 3 is the exponent. We will be multiplying to 3. And then for the second term, it is 3 times the square of the first term and the um, last term or the second term of the binomial. For the third term is still a plus 3 times the first term and then the square of the second term plus b cubed. Again, since the binomial has a sum or a plus, a positive sign or an addition sign in between, all the signs or all the operations that you can see here is positive or are positive. But if you have a difference in terms of getting the difference of a cube of a binomial, then it will still be the same. The terms will still be the same. However, the signs will become different. So it will be a cube minus 3 times the square of the first times the last plus 3 times the first and then the square of the last minus the cube of the last. So again, what you can observe here is that if you're getting the difference of the cube, you're solving for the difference of a cube of a binomial, it's like there's an alternating sign. The first term is positive, and then the second term is negative, the third term is positive, and then the fourth term is negative. That's also a pattern that you can observe here. So again, if you are solving for a cube of a binomial, it's a plus b quantity cube. The answer would be a cube plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Or if you analyze it in terms of words, you cube the first term, you also cube the last term, and then for the middle terms, what you will do is to multiply 3 to the square of the first and then the last, and multiply 3 to the first and the square of the last term. So to concretize this one, let us practice. So let's have some examples. So let us find the product of the following. Let's have 2y plus 3 cube. Okay. And let's also, we'll just write it first. So 2y plus 3 quantity cube. Okay. So if we follow the pattern, again, this is our A, this is our B. So let us follow the pattern A cube. So we look at the plus, the one with the sum. So that's A cube, 2y cube plus 3 times the square of the first times the last plus 3 times the first and then the square of the last plus the cube of the last. So simplifying this further, 2y cubed, that is 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8y cubed plus, we have here 2y squared, so I have here 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 9 is 36y squared plus I have here 3 squared, so that's 9. 9 times 6 will give me 54y. And 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So this is now the cube of 2y plus 3 cubed. Let's have another example. This time, let's have 3y minus 2z quantity cube. So you have to be very careful because there are parts of the solution wherein you have to square first a certain part of the term before you multiply it with the other. So make sure that you're very careful on it. So this is A and this is B. Take note that it's minus, so we have to follow this second part or the second pattern. So let us cube the first. So that's 3y cube minus 3 times the square of the first uh, times the last. So you don't need to write the negative sign together with the because we already wrote the negative sign here. Okay. So because the pattern is for minus, so no need to put the negative again. But if you want to put the negative, don't write minus in this part, write plus. Okay, but to avoid confusion, just follow the pattern. Okay, so plus 3 times A, so that's the first, times the square of the last, minus the cube of the last. Okay, so let's simplify further. 3y cubed is 27y cubed minus, we have here 3 squared, so that's 9 times 6, we have 54yz, plus we have 4 here, 4 times 9 is 36yz, minus 2z cubed, that is 8z. So I hope you got that, how to solve for the cube of a binomial. Again, you have to be very careful in terms of the product of the numerical coefficients and also careful in following the pattern. Since we already have a minus pattern, then there's no need to indicate or to put the negative sign on the second term because then the pattern already has the negative. Okay, it already gave you a shortcut um, pattern. Okay, so it's your time to practice on your own. So let's see, find the product. So let's have 6xy minus 4 cubed, and let's have x squared plus y squared cubed. Okay, so again, if at this point you forgot how to do it, you can replay the video and then just go back to this part. And then once you're answering, you can pause this video so that you can answer on your own. Once you're done, you can play it back or you can press play again so that you can check if your answer is correct. Okay, so let us solve for the answer. Let us check if your answers are correct. So let's have first 6xy minus 4 cubed. So let's us follow the pattern. So this one, we cube the first term. Since this is minus, the pattern indicates minus on the second term. So minus 3 times the square of the first times the last plus 3 times the first and the square of the last minus the cube of the last. Okay, so let's have 6 cubed, that is 36 times 6, and that is what? That is, let me just check just to make sure. That is 216. So 216 x cubed y cubed minus, we have here 6xy squared. So we still have 6 squared here. So 36 times 12. And that would give us negative 432 x squared y squared. Plus, we have here 4 squared. So that is 16 times 18, and that is 288 xy minus 4 cubed is 64. So I hope you were able to get the answer correctly. Again, be very careful in terms of multiplying the terms, the elements, or the different parts of the term. If there's a need to square something, square it first before multiplying it with the other numerical coefficients. Also, if there are variables, make sure that you also distribute the exponent if in case there is to the variables. Let's have letter D, x squared plus y squared cube. So cube the first, plus, since it's plus, we have to follow the plus pattern. So everything is plus in the answer. So plus 3 times the square of the second times the last, plus 3 times the second, the first term times the square of the last, plus the cube of the last term. So simplifying this further, we have x to the 6 plus 3. There's no numerical coefficient here, so we just copy 3 and then make sure that the exponents are correct. So x to the 4th y squared plus 3 x squared y to the 4th plus y to the 6th. So I hope you were able to get this answer. And again, if there's a need for you to go back to this, to the beginning of this discussion, you may do that. And then you can practice uh, solving. You can give your own example, then you can just solve it on your own based on what we have discussed.